Hello, welcome to the channel. Today's video, introduction to SabrEpic number 3. I wanted to do a little preface to the Batrep that's about to come out to kind of lay the groundwork for what you're about to see. Two things that I want to bring up. I want to go over the backstory, but I want to lay out what the battle actually is. This will be the channel's first apocalypse battle on the table. I say apocalypse, we're not going to use Master Disaster on there. But there will be, glorious intervention or what is it? Oh, divine intervention could happen. We are doing apocalypse objectives, apocalypse starting. The one thing that's going to be a little different is the deployment. It is a scenario, and so deployment will be a little specific. We're going to roll off to see who deploys first, and then roll off to see who actually goes first. So a little bit of uncertainty there and during deployment phase and going first. There won't be an opportunity to seize initiative in that case. So how did this all come about? Essentially, Joker decided to throw challenge down back in December. Picked a date in January, said this day 8,000 points of guard, got super heavies and tons of hull points, and who's up for it? So I was game for it. Problem is I really didn't have a lot that could tackle his army the way it was with any of my stuff. I could ally in I could ally armies to get 8,000 points, but I couldn't lay down the hurt across the table on such a large force of armor. So I needed backup, and Dave offered his Dark Angels up. So we went ahead and put that together, locked down the date, and went for it. So now we had to come up with a story for what's going on here. So we have my Tau and allied guard tanks, bolstered by some Dark Angels, against a huge line of Imperial Guard with a single cast lord. So the backstory is as follows. Now this is set during the Damocles Crusade, the current one, and it's not in the sector where Agrellan Prime was occurring in what I would call the north area of the expansion. This is more to the west. And on this planet, there already is. Used to be a Imperial planet, but it was back at the end of the previous Damocles Crusade. It was abandoned and by the forces of the Imperium, and it turned to Tau. So, in the process, as the Damocles campaign occurred here with it's the third sphere expansion by Shadowsun. Some units of guard from my Polska army planet were actually forwarded out to kind of bolster this particular planet, just kind of be a point of protection, just in case the Imperium did decide to come through. And the rest of Shadowsun's forces continued on. They focused on the primary objectives in the north. And Agrellan Prime fell. Everything that happened in that area was really a black eye to the Imperium, most of it. And one of the things that was interesting as I read through it all was that the Catechins had a pretty heavy presence in a lot of those battles. Unfortunately for them, they were on the losing side of most of them. Being as untrusting as the Imperium can be, rumors, of course, started flitting about, and it reached the Dark Angels leadership. How it appeared that there seemed to be a common thread in these losses. There was always a Catechin units present, and so the whispers of the sector's Catechins or being traitors finally started brewing, and eventually the Dark Angels decided to do something about it and decided to attack one of these areas, one of these Catechin forces that was still a strong fighting force on the western portion of the sector. Now, unfortunately for those poor Catechins, they didn't have a clue this was coming, didn't know what was going on. And to make matters worse, the Alpha Legion has been active in this eastern part of the galaxy. And these Catechins, along with the local PDF that was on the planet, had been visited by a Space Marine emissary discussing plans, or how they're going to open up this another extension of the front on this western portion of the sector. And he essentially rallied all these Imperial Guard troops, Catachin and PDF combined, including some pretty strong super heavy tanks and some knights, to begin this campaign by taking this one world that had been Imperium before the Tau came back after during the second sphere expansion. Well, unbeknownst to these poor Catachins and PDF forces, that particular Space Marine liaison was actually an agent of the Alpha Legion. So, in the end, the Dark Angels are actually going to have to fight against not only what they think to be traitor, but what unfortunately has actually become a traitorous Catachin force. So they just don't realize it. Now, the mission itself is just strictly apocalypse objectives. So this is the cool thing about this is that it is the first apocalypse game on the channel, and we are using a variant of the. We're not using variants of the rules, but we're using a different setup approach. So because it's a scenario, instead of doing a bidding war about who gets to deploy first, whatever, we'll randomly roll off to see who deploys first, but then we will randomly roll off to see who goes first. No chance to seize initiative at that point. After that, it's objective based, strictly apocalypse. So first break, 1 point per objective, second break 2 points, third or end of game 3 points per. There's points for every 3 hull points taken off of a super heavy, all those kind of things. It all works in there. Taking out the War Master or the Warlord, whatever. Even stopping a what's that finest hour, if that ever happens, or hopefully I don't think we'll actually get into any divine interventions. Some of those are in the rules seem to be extremely hard to trigger, but we'll see. So hopefully you're going to enjoy this. This will be a pretty, no pun intended, but epic battle. But what's going to be different about this particular Batrep is the format. I'm not going to be rolling any or showing any dice rolling. So we're going to basically be doing turn summaries, maybe a movement phase summary and then end of turn summary, but it'll be for each each player turn. And that hopefully the video will be much shorter. You'll be able to see the whole thing without a huge time investment. But let me know what you think. This is kind of an experiment in format, but I think it will deliver the biggest bang for the buck for an apocalypse game. But I could be wrong. Please let me know when the time comes. So stay tuned. You'll soon see that video. And I do want to thank, at this time, I want to thank Joker and Dave both for making this video possible, and the game that you're about to see, a lot of fun. All right, take care. See you next video. Bye bye.